Minister, we've enjoyed hearing your comments at breakfast this morning. In particular, we're keen to find out what is the Alliance Party's position on corporation tax.
Yes, we are very firm in our position that we do need to see a lower level of corporation tax in Northern Ireland. This creates the opportunity for a step change in the local economy. Of course, we need to be doing other things on top of that, but that is a fundamental building block that we have to put in place. Then beyond that, we look at things like skills in particular. Corporation tax has to be reinforced by investment and other key economic drivers. The people we have in Northern Ireland and their talents is our principal asset. We have to develop that. And the days where companies were able to compete based upon low labour costs and unskilled labour have long gone. We are in a very competitive international situation, and we have to compete based upon the skills of our people and then the quality of the goods, facilities, the services that are provided and created by our local people.
So to be clear, your view is, yes, get the powers to devolve corporation tax over to the Assembly, then use those powers to cut the rate, and in tandem with that build the skill base so that we're attracting companies into Northern Ireland and we have the skills to supply what they need.
Yes, that's right. And even today we have companies who are making investment decisions who will be looking for guarantees around skills. And it's more than just a case that we have to say we are a generally high skilled population. They want to know that in very particular specialisms we're able to either produce the relevant number of people or very quickly train them around through bespoke training programs.
And are you looking at other initiatives with other departments in terms of making sure that the training fit is accessible to small businesses?
Well, at present, going back to the corporation tax issue, we have commissioned a major piece of research around what are going to be the skills and employability issues that will flow from a lower level of corporation tax. It's important the government plans for this. We don't ask for the power and then sit back and go, right, that's well done, we've got that power, what do we do next? We have to move ahead across a whole range of fronts, and I'm very clear that with a lower level of corporation tax, the very particular skill needs of our economy and the requirements of business may well change, so we have to be prepared for that.
And what you're saying there, obviously, you're looking at the big picture, which I think is very encouraging. There is obviously the issue about the department, your own department itself, potentially being broken up or adapted, and then subsequently other departments being changed.
Yes.
Do you think that your commitment to the skills agenda is held by all of your executive colleagues?
There is a support at a certain level for skills across the board, but that doesn't translate into action in the same way as having a department with a singular focus around a skills agenda. Now, my party is up for rationalisation of departments for sure. We support a single department of the economy. So we have the option of either having the skills agenda as part of a wider department of the economy, but being kept together, or within a single department based around skills. Either will work. The one thing that we must not do is to break up the skills agenda across a number of different departments. At a time of enhanced competition, a time of challenge for business, we cannot afford to risk blunting the cutting edge of our economy. That would be very, very counterproductive.
And are there any other measures that you feel that you as a party or you as a minister or the executive as a whole could be taking to help small businesses at the current time?
Well, there are a whole host of issues that are facing small business. I mean, some are non-devolved, such as banking reform, and Naomi Long is clearly fighting the fight in that regard in Westminster, and ensuring that the interests of Northern Ireland aren't lost in the wider discussions that will be happening there. But I mean, closer to home, I mean, in terms of my own department, the things like around the future of employment law, where changes are happening elsewhere, we have to take into account, but also make sure we have our own made in Northern Ireland solution. We also need to be looking in terms of how we address the levels of unemployment. That's a huge resource that's going to waste. People who have potential to make a contribution to the economy not being properly utilised. So we're looking at programmes to ensure that we maximise their input. And obviously there's a key role for business working with the department in that regard, and certainly I would commend the FSB and other business organisations for their willingness to engage around that.